G.I. Joe and the Transformers, a 4-issue limited series produced by Marvel Comics from 1986. The series was written by Michael Higgins, art is by Herb Trimpe and Vince Colletta. Regular Transformers colorist Neil Yomtov also worked on the series. Set in the contemporary Generation 1 continuity, it follows the Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Cobra as they struggle for control of Power Station Alpha. The third issue of 4 from G.I. Joe and the Transformers is entitled Ashes.Ashes. It begins with a scenario of the end of the world. Power Station Alpha releases its power along the west coast fault lines. It bores deep below the ocean floor and it melts the polar ice caps, creating worldwide havoc. Shockwave is shown reveling in his plan of unleashing Power Station Alpha's energy on Earth and becoming a giant battery used to repower Cybertron. He boasts to Dirge, Bombshell, and Ravage how great he is in conceiving such a plan of such grandeur, whom not even Megatron could have conceived. Ravage reminds Shockwave to pay attention to immediate concerns. Upon arrival, Serpentor and Shockwave are introduced and create an alliance to combine forces. Cobras give Power Station Alpha to the Decepticons. However, Serpentor's intentions are to take advantage of the Decepticons' strength until he finds a way to control them. Shockwave intentions are also deceptive to the Cobras and to mankind, and can't believe the Cobras just handed over the very means of their own destruction. Dr. Mindbender is left with the Decepticons as an ambassador of the Cobra Nation. He is concerned of turning Power Station Alpha to the Decepticons. Shockwave insists Dirge accompany the Cobras as an emissary and devises a plan to attack the Autobots at the Ark and return with the solar generator needed to make adjustments to Power Station Alpha. Serpentor plays along with Shockwave's plan, but counts on Dr. Mindbender if sabotage to the Decepticons is necessary. As the Cobra aircraft leave, Baroness veers off on her own course of action. The G.I. Joes are told about the Autobots by Mr. Blackrock. They realize that Bumblebee was a good guy and believe that they might be able to revive whatever gave Bumblebee his life essence. Meanwhile, at the Ark, the Autobots are having a somber ceremony over the death of Optimus Prime. At the funeral of Optimus Prime, the Autobots give their thanks and farewells before sending Optimus in some sort of casket spaceship to the universe to return to the cosmic dust. The death of Optimus builds more strength and union among the Autobots. General Hawk gets called to fly to Washington to have an emergency meeting at the Pentagon. He looks forward in meeting up with Senator Barbara Larkin and continuing growing their relationship. Meanwhile, at a Washington hospital, Anthony is going to go in for an advanced procedure to have Bombshell's cerebral shell removed from his brain. Soon as a special session of the United States Senate adjourns for the day, Senator Barbara Larkins leaves for an important appointment with the Baroness. We learn that Barbara received incredible sums of money from the Cobra Nation to her state to build the Power Station Alpha. The plan was to create jobs, to build the station, and once it was finished, it was supposed to be destroyed. Baroness tells Barbara not to play the martyr. When Barbara leaves the scene, a spy is seen reporting on her. while the Cobras and Dirge make an assault on the Autobot Ark. Serpentor realizes the Cobras are no match to fight the Autobots. Shortly at the Pentagon, General Hawk is made aware of Senator Barbara Larkin's awareness of the inherent problems of the power station, but did not report her findings to the proper authorities. General Hawk is in disbelief of Barbara's reckless actions, but is then shown a spy photo taken of her in Baroness. Meanwhile, back at the Ark, Serpentor is taking heavy casualties in the fight with the Autobots and notices that Dirge is not helping in the fight. And at the hospital, the cerebral shell is successfully removed from Anthony's brain, while Dr. Mindbender is getting a tour of the Decepticon base by Bombshell and notices the Decepticons are working on Power Station Alpha. And at the same moment, Bombshell's cerebral shell that was taken out of Anthony is poked at in a hospital lab. Bombshell seems to be having a sudden twitching reaction. Bombshell is not aware that a cerebral shell being poked at in the hospital is what causing him to react strangely, and goes to have his circuitry checked over. Later, back at the hospital, the doctors hand the cerebral shell that was taken out of Anthony's brain to a government messenger. Back at the G.I. Joe's base in Fort Lewis, the Joes revive Bumblebee's brains. Bumblebee wakes up with a headache. General Hawk goes to see Barbara and confronts her on his findings and his personal heartbroken feelings. Back at the fight, Serpentor draws Dirge close to Omega and uses the device that was put on him by Dr. Mindbender to jam Dirge's frequencies. The enormous buildup of Dirge's own energies made him explode. Serpentor tries to rectify the situation with the Autobots by eliminating their Decepticon enemy and offers peace. General Hawk is informed that B was only trying to save Anthony and warn the Joes of the Decepticons. General Hawk regrets ordering a hasty attack on B. Until suddenly, Power Station Alpha takes off. Dr. Mindbender reports this to Serpentor. At that moment, the G.I. Joes make their way to the Autobot Ark. Serpentor tells the Autobots that Power Station Alpha has been launched to destroy Earth. G.I. Joes hear the message that Dr. Mindbender gave to Serpentor and realize they have to accept the Cobras as their allies to save the planet.